Let's go over the drill progression for the defensive ends. First, we have a basic takeoff drill. This is where we focus on the first two steps that the defensive end takes. Then we do the takeoff drill with a single fullback, and we focus on steps 3, 4, and 5. All right. Thirdly, we do a takeoff drill with two backs, and we focus on the actual contact position that the defensive end has when he encounters a blocker. Finally, we'll combine the defensive ends and the linebackers in a series of what we call machine gun drills, and we focus on the specific responses over several different plays. Okay, so let's go over the basic takeoff drill. This is the first drill we do where we focus on the first two steps. Basically, the coach gets ready to move the ball. He calls a cadence. All right, and it could be a goofy cadence, but he's trying to get you to jump off sides. We want you to focus only on the ball movement. You must ignore the quarterback's cadence and respond only to the ball. All right? And then when the ball does move, as soon as that ball twitches and moves, you explode upfield. Boom, as fast as you can for 2 steps. 2 steps up. We just want to see a very fast first 2 steps getting straight upfield. And then, of course, you can basically go 3, 4, and 5 and kind of slow down. But we need an explosive first 2 steps out of that sprinter stance, conditioning yourself to only move when the ball moves. Okay? Drill number 2, we add a fullback here. Okay? And we want the fullback to either take a kick-out block path or a sweep or a reach block path. And you must respond to that in steps 3, 4, and 5. If there's a kick-out block approach, okay, where this fullback is going to try and kick you out, all right, on a type of an off-tackle play coming up here, all right, we need you to squeeze down on it. Squeeze down. All right, and encounter this guy here squeezing down on the hole. And when you make contact with him, you must have your numbers pointed straight upfield, contacting him with the inside arm here, your inside forearm, and then when you do make contact, your inside leg is pushing into him. So your forearm and your front leg hit him, and you engage that blocker with the inside arm and leg hitting him. Okay? And this is kind of a lower impact. We just want to get the reaction proper. Now, if he does instead, oops, there we go. Oh, and then the other defensive end is going to kind of read him and then go in, and he's waiting for the motion coming back. Now, if this is a sweep play and he moves straight out rather than coming up towards the line, okay, and he's coming out here, you have to assume that it's a sweep. You're going to have to kind of stay outside of him and engage him here rather than coming in and then getting hooked like that. That's what he wants to have happen. So you have to read his path. See that? You must read this guy's path. If he's coming up to the line, it's a kick-out block. If he's going out, all right, that's probably a sweep play. He's trying to get outside of you and hook you this way and push you in so that the play can go outside of you. So you have to look at his path as you explode upfield. Okay, you're reading this. All right, just like that. And you're going to come out here and hang with him. And the other guy is going to, of course, come in and wait for the motion coming back. And then we can go with the other guy. Go in the other direction. Okay? On both a kick-out block and then a sweep pattern as well. And we run both sides, of course. Okay, what do we do after this? We can then put 2 backfield players here. Each one of them takes a different path. The coach gives instructions to each of these 2 backfield players as to whether they're doing a sweep or a kick-out block. And the focus here is that we want to make sure that our inside arm and our inside leg are up and we're encountering these blockers appropriately. All right? We want to develop the speed of your response to their blocking path, and we want to focus on the way that you are, the technique that you are using to engage those blockers. After we get good at that response, all right, now we're going to bring the linebackers over. We're going to have a tiny little scout offense running, and we're going to have a coach here calling the cadence, and he moves the ball. and then we're going to have a quarterback here with another football in hand, so we don't have to deal with the whole exchange business. Okay? But we want to see the defensive ends and the linebackers respond properly to various plays. And we're going to run from different formations, an off-tackle play, each to each side, sweeps, counters, reverses, passes, and option plays from different formations here. So the scout offense is going to have to be really on the ball. So we're going to work with you to do that. But here's a typical off-tackle play going here to our left side, and we would run the same play going to the right. Okay? But how would this defensive end respond? Okay? He's reading, all right, this back here, and if he encounters an off-tackle or a kick-out block path, he's going to try and squeeze this down. Okay? The other defensive end comes up. He rushes 2 steps up. He's getting ready to blitz the quarterback. He sees the quarterback coming out in a potential bootleg. He's going to come out and account for that guy. Okay? The linebackers have their own set of responsibilities as well, and they're reading this. They're going to move in toward the direction and stop the play. All right. But after the off tackle, we'll run a sweep in this case. All right. Now, how would our defensive end is going to read this sweep block? He's going to come out here and engage both blockers in a machine gun way and try and get that runner to turn in. The other defensive end is going to come up 2 steps, read this thing, and he's going to see this bootleg, and he's going to account for that bootleg right there. Linebacker is going to read the play and respond accordingly. Counters and reverses. We'll do these from both sides. How would the defensive ends respond here? Well, clearly this defensive end sees this kick-out block coming, and he's going to squeeze down on it. This defensive end on the right side is going to come up, see the play going the other direction, and he's going to wait for the counter play. And what happens? Indeed, here comes the counter, and he's going to stop it. Now, the linebackers have their own set of responsibilities as well, that they're going to account for some things and respond accordingly and stop the play. And that'll be covered in the linebacker portion. We have to be ready for passes as well. Remember, defensive ends, you are expecting a pass first, and then you respond to the run. So what are you going to do here? Here we have both of these guys going out for a pass into the flats. Okay, the quarterback is coming back with his hand raised, perhaps with the ball up. Okay, you have to read this and go after him. You have to go after him and get to him before he can pass the ball, and you have to trust your linebackers to pick up these guys out in the flats like this. Now, we may have a call where you cover these guys in the flats. That'll be decided later on, but for now, you have to trust your linebackers to take those guys out there in the flats like that, and you are supposed to get the quarterback and force him to make a mistake. That's your job, is to rush that guy. So when you see the ball go up into the quarterback's, in a passing position, you are supposed to get him and get him now. Finally, the option play. We're going to account for this as well. We're going to run this to both sides, and the linebackers have their jobs to do. You're going to slow play this. Okay, this guy comes, waits for the play coming back the other way. Okay, you slow play this and take the pitch man after you kind of make the quarterback hesitate as to what your intentions are. We're going to run this from different formations, wing T, wishbone, I-wing, and so forth. All right, a set of machine gun drills from different formations. If you need to watch this video again, please do so. We look forward to teaching our defensive ends, who are the attacking portion of our defense.